Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my April 2018 favourites. So some of this stuff is stuff that I've been loving consistently throughout the month. Some of the stuff is New York related stuff as well, but obviously not all New York related stuff because I'm obviously still managing to try and get through a lot of the stuff. So I'm going to try and do it by order of the way that I've been loving it throughout the month. So first thing is this from Makeup Revolution. It's their brow tint, which is a semi-permanent brow tint that is supposed to last up to 3 days. I have not done a review and a demo on this. If you would like me to, let me know below. The only reason I haven't is because I bought it a couple of days before I went to New York, and obviously I've just not had the chance. It is excellent. You apply it to your brows. You're meant to leave it on for 2 hours, and then you kind of peel it off, and then it tints your natural eyebrows, meaning that you don't really have to put too much on afterwards because your brows look immediately already a little bit fuller, a lot thicker, and they're excellent. And as a result of me using this, I've been also loving this, which is from Maybelline. It is their Total Temptation Brow Definer. My shade is in deep brown, and because obviously this does not fill in gaps, all it does is dye the hairs that you already have. So those little gaps that you may have will still be there, and that is where this has come in handy. And because it is a pencil with a spoolie on the end, I've really been able to kind of fill in those tiny little gaps and then make my brows look a lot more natural. Not like they do now. At the moment I'm just using my normal Anastasia dip brow, but I always find that when I use that my brows look a little bit more intense, and using this combination with each other makes them look a lot more natural. Carrying on with Makeup Revolution, they recently released their Pro line, and these are their Pro Supreme Matte Lip Pigments. So these are basically their liquid lipsticks, and I've got the shade Imagine, Subliminal and Ardent. They are really good. Surprisingly, I was actually surprised at how good they are. The only issue I have with these is that when you apply them, they're wet. They take like 30 minutes to dry down, which is, it takes ages, because first time I wore them I was like, they're still sticky, they're still wet, I can still mush my lips around. About 30 minutes to an hour later I was like, they're dry. Hold on a second. So once you can kind of get past that, or if that doesn't bother you so much, you will really love these. The colour is intense, it's comfortable, it wears all day long, I don't have to touch anything up, it doesn't crack on my lips, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, and I'm genuinely really happy with these. Obviously they're very affordable as well. Can't remember off the top of my head how much they are, but Makeup Revolution is generally a very affordable drugstore brand. Another product I was loving at the beginning of the month, just realised everything I'm showing you is drugstore so far. It's a first for me, isn't it? Yeah, so it's the Barry M All Night Long Medium Coverage Foundation. My shade is in Almond. Hopefully by now you would have seen my review. And it is a stick foundation like this. Really nice medium coverage, medium to full buildable coverage foundation. Gives a slight dewy look to the skin, but works a lot better than the Fast Base foundation by Makeup Revolution. Again, Makeup Revolution is the luxury powder in the shade Banana. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can see. It's half finished. I use this every single day to set my under eye concealer. I prefer now to use loose powders to set my under eye rather than pressed powders, because I find that the loose powder actually fills in the cracks, whereas the set powders, which are set in a palette, they kind of just sit on the top. So I've been loving this to use every single day, and I am definitely going to repurchase this. I think it's like £4 or £5. Another affordable one is this product here. It's not a new one. It's Colourpop's No Filter Concealer. I've kind of rediscovered them again. So my shade is in medium, but I don't know what the new shade is because they released new shades and then they changed all the shade names around. So what I'll do is, for those of you that are interested, I will list it below. My shade is in medium, and I'll let you know what the new shade is called, because it will probably be medium 0.1 or something random like that. Love these, full coverage. I'm using it on my under eyes today. Very creamy, lasts all day long, does not crease as long as you do my method of how to stop your under eye concealer creasing, which, do a little search and you'll see it's a video that I did quite recently. But I absolutely love this. I've got at least 3 or 4 of these. Sorry if that sounds funny, I've said it in quite a few of my videos. I keep catching when I talk because I've got a cold, some of those is blocked, so every now and then I'm like another drugstore product, NYX Total Control Drop Primer. I've been really loving this. It keeps my foundation in place all day. It's got a slight creamy texture to it as well. It's not one of those refreshing kind of primers. It's one of those ones which almost feels like a moisturizer on the skin. So once you apply your foundation, it blends a lot more easily and it kind of moves around a lot more because of this underneath. But once it's all set, it keeps everything in place all day. Product is a fairly new one, but I've been loving it ever since I got it. It's the P. Louise Base. My shade is in Rumour number 2. I didn't actually have an option to choose my shade. They just sent me this one and I'm happy enough with it. At the end of the day, it goes underneath the eyeshadow, so you can't really see what colour this is. It's an excellent eyeshadow primer, keeps everything in place all day long. It's very creamy and easy to blend. A little bit goes a really long way, and I can see why this has been lauded as the best eyeshadow primer in the world. The oh so famous Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My shade is in Cashew. I actually took this to New York with me and I stupidly took Honey Bronze, which is my summer shade. But I looked like I had a bit of a tan in my vlog, but I didn't. It was because I was wearing a slightly darker foundation by accident. But the shade that I am normally most of the year is the shade Cashew. I love this for the obvious reasons. It's an amazing foundation. It does not transfer onto everything. It lasts all day plus more, and it's an excellent, excellent foundation. And it's one of those foundations that every single one of you should have in their collection. Next is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder, which I have been using pretty much every day since I got it. It's about halfway finished now, but I absolutely love this. It really mattifies any kind of foundation which may have like a slight dewy hint to it, and you may not want that. Plus it just keeps everything locked in place all day. So I'm really, really glad that I got this. Another face product is the LA Girl Pro Matte HD High Definition Long Wear Foundation. My shade is in light tan. I picked this up when I was in New York, but you can buy it in the UK from Beauty Bay. I've done a review along with a demo of this. It's an amazing, amazing medium to full coverage foundation, and it is matte. It is completely matte. It's what I'm actually wearing on my face right now, and I am in love with this to the point where I will buy this again and again and again. It's excellent. Another product which I've been using quite a lot this month is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. It was just a replacement for me instead of always using the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette, which I always tend to use. And because I got this, and obviously NYX sent it to me even though I had already finished my previous one, which I bought with my own money, just thought I'd mention that. So I have been really loving this, especially because there are so many different shades of contour in it. I don't really tend to use the highlighting shades at the top so much. It's more so the contour shades, and it's really nice that they've got like a warm, a cool, a mixture of warm and cool, and then a really deep shade as well. So it's a really good affordable contouring palette. From Colourpop, this is an eyeshadow palette which I've actually been loving pretty much for the past 2 months. It's the Pretty Much Pigment palette, and it looks like this. Really gorgeous kind of plummy shades, then with a nice bronze shade, a taupey sort of shade, and a highlighting shade. So it's a really nice little versatile palette for those days where if you're traveling somewhere, or like me, you go to the gym and you just want something small and compact with a really nice kind of mixture of shades in it. I've got 2 eyelashes here which I've been loving. These are the House of Lashes lashes in the style Noir Fairy, and then the Huda Beauty Sasha lashes, which are one of my favourite ones. I really love these Noir Fairy ones because they're wispy, but they're still kind of a little bit intense, but not too intense. Whereas the Sasha ones are full on mega intense, and I absolutely love them. Couple of highlighters to show you. Another highlighter I've been loving a lot is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. I took this to New York with me. I use it a lot more than I thought I would. I suppose it's just because of one of those ones where I can just easily grab it, take it with me wherever I want to go. No matter what look I'm wearing, it will match that look. So that's why I have been loving this a lot. The brand new sleek copper plate highlighting palette. I've been using this quite a lot as well since I got it, especially this shade here, which appears to have some sort of crack in it. Don't know why. I think that's shade number 1, 2, 3. This one here is the only one that really matches me. The rest are geared more towards deeper skin tones, but I've been also using the shades above, which are darker, on my lids, and it's a really good quality palette. Amazingly pigmented shades, and as you guys know, I'm a big fan of sleek as it is. Another 2 highlighters are both from NYX. This one here is called Break the Rhythm. It's from their Born to Glow range, And this is one that I've actually had since January, and I keep forgetting to show it in my favourites videos. I think I might have mentioned it, but I kept forgetting to actually show it. So this shade here is gorgeous. It's actually what I'm wearing right now on my face, and I'm actually in love with this. It's a beautiful mix of like a pinky but a goldy sort of shade, so works well on most skin tones. And then this one here is called the Chosen One, which I picked up when I was in New York. It's a gorgeous full-on golden highlighter, would look amazing on medium to deep skin tones. Eyeshadow palette, which is not a new one by any means, the Huda Beauty rose gold textured eyeshadow palette. I took this into New York with me, and I realized that I took this to Canada with me, I took it to Rome with me. I've taken this palette with me to a lot of different countries, and I was thinking, why is it that I always gravitate towards this one when I go abroad? Because it pretty much covers every single eyeshadow shade you can think of, or the ones that we tend to gravitate towards most. So I always tend to reach for this, which is why it's a staple in my eyeshadow collection. And I think it was a favourite as well. I think it was my favourite eyeshadow palette, or one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes of last year as well. So I have been consistently loving this yet again. Just a quick skincare product that I'm going to throw in here is from The Ordinary. I think I mentioned it in my last month's videos as well. And it is the 100% organic cold pressed rosehip seed oil. I absolutely love this as part of my nighttime routine. It's up to about there because I use it every single day. Once I've done all my cleansing, exfoliating and the rest, this is what I finish off my face with. I literally cover my entire face with it, eyes included, because it is oil, so it doesn't irritate or bug the eyes. My face feels soft, flawless. It's not one of those oils that kind of rubs all over your pillow and leaves it with like an imprint of your face the next morning. It really settles nicely into the skin, doesn't irritate my eczema prone skin either, and I'm genuinely really happy with this. The next couple of things I'm going to show you are things that I brought when I was in New York and that I've been loving so far this month. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, the Neo Blush, and this is in the shade Sunset. Look at it. Look at it. It says it all, really. Look at the way it gravitates from light to dark. It's such an intensely pigmented blusher that I can't even tell you how gorgeous it is. It has got shimmer particles in it, but they're not the kind of ones which emphasize the texture of your skin. And bear in mind, I have got textured skin, so I can say that genuinely this works very well on people with textured skin. The quality is luxurious, typical of Kevyn Aucoin. It is quite a pricey blush, but to be fair, the price of the blush goes hand in hand with the quality of this. It is like using pure royal luxury on your face. This Anastasia Beverly Hills powder bronzer in the shade Saddle. I've used this almost every day since I've returned from New York. I bought this when I was in Sephora. It's a great shade to use for contouring, because even though when I look at it I can see very micro fine particles of gold in it, it doesn't actually translate onto the face. Obviously, for contouring shades you want them to be completely matte, because you want the light to be able to kind of bounce away from it and create shadow. If something has got shimmers in it, the light bounces off of it and it creates more ness to your face than is necessary. That's even a word, ness. But I really love this, and this works well for my NC40 skin tone. Both of these eyeshadow palettes from Dose of Colours I picked up when I was in Ulta. This is called Sassy Siennas and this is called Blushing Berries. You guys, these I already have an eyeshadow palette from Dose of Colours, the Ice Cream palette, but for some reason the quality of these far exceeds the quality of that eyeshadow palette. These are probably some of the best eyeshadows I've ever tried in my entire life. They are so pigmented, they're so easy to blend. One colour blends seamlessly and effortlessly into the next. I don't even have to try that hard to blend out my eyeshadow when I wear this. I'm actually using this one on my eyes today. I've got a different glitter on my lid, but this is what I'm using everywhere else, and it was so easy for me to come up with this kind of look without any issues in terms of blending. They are both excellent quality. If you can get your hands on these or the other two, I would highly recommend them and you would not be disappointed at all. This lipstick from Stila Cosmetics I also picked up in Sephora. It's the shade Illuminaire Shimmer. It's one of their Stay All Day liquid lipsticks, but from their shimmer range. It is the most perfect golden taupey nude with obviously a hint of shimmer in it. It is gorgeous. It is stunning. I now own every single one of the Stay All Day liquid lipstick shimmer range. I was kind of staying away from this because when I saw pictures online I thought it looks nude. But then when I saw it in person and then I wore it and I was like, nah, this is perfect. Perfection for my skin tone, and I'm really, really happy that I got this. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you before I have a couple of regrets to throw in. This Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow, one of the new ones from the Spring Summer range. This shade is in Fairy Tale. It's the most gorgeous kind of golden taupe shade. It looks amazing. I actually wore this with this, with the Illuminaire shimmer, and they look so beautiful together. So I'm really, really impressed with this. Alright, now I've got 3 regrets to show you. And this first one is the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camouflage Foundation. My shade is in F10. I've actually worn this quite a lot this month. More so because I wanted to try and wear it in different types of temperatures, because the weather in April in London has been strange. We've had cold weather, then we've had 25 degrees weather, hot, muggy, rainy. It's just been all over the place. So I actually wanted to give this a try in different types of environments. And unfortunately, as much as it is good in terms of coverage, I get shiny very, very quickly with this, which doesn't normally happen to me with most other foundations, even after powdering it down a lot with something like the Peach Perfect Mattifying powder. So it is a regret, unfortunately. Another regret is this concealer from Morphe, which I bought when I was at IMATS. It's in the shade Macchiato. This creases. What? I just don't understand. I've never come across something that creases so quickly, despite the fact, like I said, that I have my tip that I've taught you guys how to stop your under eye from creasing. Even when I do that, it still makes no difference. After about 3-4 hours, I can see lines under my eyes where it's creased. So Morphe, not too impressed. Then the last regret I've got you is something else that I picked up in Sephora, and it's also from Stila. It is their Lush Lips Water Plumping Primer. What's this about now? Now, Selena, my friend, told me it was good. The person that worked at the Stila section said, yeah, it's great. I wore it myself and I was like, what's the big deal? Like, it feels nice on the lips, feels all watery and like nice, but plumping primer. Considering my lips don't really need plumping anyway, I was expecting to see them maybe look a little bit more, you know, something like that. You know, maybe fill in the lines that your lips naturally have. It didn't do any of that. I wore that with this and I was like, I may as well just wear it on its own and bypassed having an extra layer of something underneath. This is a big fat waste of money. I don't understand what's so good about it. It didn't do anything for me. So that's it. What else can I say on my lips today? I'm wearing a Dose of Colours Cork liquid lipstick. And that's it. Hopefully next month you'll probably see a lot more things that I picked up in New York once I actually get the chance to use them. And hopefully I won't be sounding like this either. As you can see, I'm kind of tripping on my words when I'm talking and saying things funny because I'm all bunged up and I can't talk. Anyway, other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great. Ramadan is coming up next month, so those of you guys that are fasting, good luck. We can do this. Here's hoping for rain and cold and not summer like last year. Anyway, so I'll see you all in the next video.